Hello friends, so today we're gonna take a look at the second animation. This one is possibly more interesting than the first one because this is a walking animation where we are truly gonna see the impact of root motion. We have here in Mixamo this zombie walk. Let's click on it, see how it looks on our character. There it is, there is Romero walking. But this is looking good. So let's download this animation. So we're gonna click download. As usual, FBX, no skin, very important, no skin. We're gonna keep working at 60 frames per second, no keyframe reduction. This is looking great. Let's get this. Now we're in Blender and let's import the animation. As usual, select all this junk, remove it, import FBX. We have here our zombie walking FBX. Import. Okay, that looks like what we were looking for. Let's play it. Yeah, looking good. As usual, the animation comes with the root bone at the hip, which we don't want. That's why we have here Lumbermixalot to the rescue. So click on armature and let's click convert. Okay, let's take a look. Let's play. So as you can see, there is a wiggle around the z-axis left and right, but it looks like in the end, when we analyze, let's go frame by frame, at the end of the animation, it seems it is centered, it ends up being centered on the x-axis, so there is no deviation. Anyways, this looks good enough. Again, for the sake of the tutorial, let's review what happens with the other options. So we noticed something on the X translation. So what would happen if we don't extract the X translation? Only Z, we don't need Y, this is not jumping. But we do care for Y. So let's convert this. And let's notice the difference now. I'm gonna click play. For the most part, there is not much of a difference. Because if you see it, in the x-axis now, the root motion bone doesn't move because we say we don't want that. So whatever that is still on the hip bone, which is basically relative to the root bone. So visually it doesn't make a difference, but during gameplay and at runtime, that root motion vector is gonna look like it's not moving at all on the x-axis. So this is looking interesting. Like if you want to guarantee that your character keeps always moving straight only in Y, this is what you want to do. Let's take a look now to not extracting the Y movement. And look what is going to happen. This is very interesting. I'm going to click convert. And we're going to click play. Basically, we are not extracting any of the world kind of movement on the root motion. So the character is being animated relatively to the root bone. So of course, this is going to look awkward in game, but that gives you an idea of what happens when we don't extract the root motion, especially for animation that have real displacement. So let's go back to the basics. And for this case, we're gonna say, you know what, I really only care about moving in Y. That's it. Oh, here's the other one that we can do to see the, so let's review it again. We're gonna convert only Y and we're gonna click play. Okay, so only Y movement, great. So now let's see the implications of zero out when we extract the Y movement. And this is what you get. You see now, this is one of the reasons I put together the zero out option when extracting motion into the root motion bone, because you can have these weird effects, almost like a walking on a treadmill effect. So your character will always be in place, simulating walking or skating. You know, you can do things like that. Okay, so finally we know what we're supposed to do. Let's stop this. We only care about movement in the Y direction. And let's keep it in X2 because we notice that this character, the total root motion is not really strafing from the center in average. So let's do this and let's do the final conversion that we need to do. And there you go. This is looking good. This is what we're going to export. As usual, you pick your folder. You pick the name. So we're gonna call this one Zombie Walk 2 and export. Okay, so this is the name of the file, Zombie Walk 2. Now let's go to Lumberyard. So here we are in Lumberyard. And remember, this is the character we left with the agony animation. We can see this one in action. You know, we did that on the previous tutorial, where there were 3 episodes to work on this. So let's stop this and let's add another character on the side. But this time, to make it a little bit more dramatic, we're gonna put it next to it. So we can actually duplicate this character with Control D, and we can just rename it here. This is not that important. And let's call it Romero Walking. It's overlapping, so let's put it in the right position we want. Here is fine. And of course, we can do this, and we know it's using the, because we copy pasted, it's using the agony animation. Let's change it to the Zombie Walk 2. Here it is. We haven't even played with the FBX settings because we have our data pipelines so nicely set up that automatically the right asset is extracted, which is a motion type of asset. So we click on Zombie Walk 2, and let's walk back a little bit and preview in editor. And there it is, straightforward walking zombie. Remember that we left the extraction on the x-axis. Look how it wiggles, but for the most part, the character remains in place. There is a possibility that if you leave this character walking for a long time, there would be like a minor deviation on the x-axis where the character will move. Again, if that bothers you, you can go back to Lumbermixalot and do not extract the motion in X, or you could extract it and zero out whatever motion is there. There it is. Oh, by the way, so assuming you eventually want to build animation graph with this, for completeness, let's go to the animation editor and see the walking animation or the walking motion in the animation editor. Tools, animation editor. Let's open the workspace we already had from Arrow 2. Let's take a look. We already had the agony one. Let's double click on it. We already had that from the previous episodes. So now, let's pause it here. We don't care about that. And let's add another motion, which is zombie walk 2. Double click on it, and there you will see. Because it has a root motion, the perspective camera of the animation editor is following the root motion bone. So that's why you see all of this is capturing all of the movement. Again, here's where you will put all of the list of motions to eventually build an animation graph, which is out of the scope of this tutorial. And this is it. This is the next animation is going to be like a jumping attack animation, which has changes in the z-axis, which is going to be something we haven't covered and how to understand it. Okay, thank you.